The other day, Gypsy was on a live with Bree, and some of it was recorded, and I got a partial of the recording. The full recording was like 30 minutes long, and I honestly couldn't sit through 10 minutes of it, but we are going to react to some of it because within the first 10 minutes, there's a lot of pretty good juicy information. Let's just react to that. And if you're interested in hanging out with me, thank you so much.
You're up here. I mean, I don't know if there is, but is there anything specific that you ever hear in here or hear ever anywhere that you, I mean, I don't know if you want to, or if you don't want to, you don't have to, but is there anything you want to clarify or talk about? I mean, you don't have to, but I just figured you don't come up here often.
I know, I'm just chilling.
Okay. You don't have to.
I haven't.
Just chill. We don't even have to talk about that.
I haven't been, like, I have not been in live that much.
Yeah.
Like,
you haven't been on social media much.
Yeah, like a combination of I have my passwords to where I can log in. If I want to, but like for posting and stuff like that, I'll make the content and then send it over to my PR team. They will edit it and post it for me. And we do that a lot on a regular. So if there's ever
she says that she is sending her content to her PR team. They're editing and they're the ones posting. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second, because if you've seen any of the videos that she's posted recently, if her PR team was literally doing the job that they're hired to do, they would be like, Gypsy, this content is trash. Like, you need to do better because her content sucks.
And then I'm like in the live. Yeah, it's me, but I'm probably not going to be there for very long. This is the longest that I've been in a live for a long time.
I know. Well, I'm sure many people are probably glad that you came up. They're always like, tell Gypsy to come up.
Also, I feel like Ken makes me feel more comfortable. So if he's in there, then I'm more likely to come in there too.
Yeah, I'm glad he came in here. I'm glad.
So Ken makes her feel more comfortable, and that's the reason why she goes in the live. If Ken is in there, she feels more comfortable. I mean, that sounds awfully codependent. Like, stand up on your own 2 feet. Don't you have your big girl panties on? Like, you're getting ready to bring a whole baby into this world and you can't go into a live by yourself.
Came up here and talk, because that's one thing I do want to stress, y'all. Like, don't go after Ken for wanting to defend Gypsy. Of course, we all have our opinions of morbid, but I will say this, and while he's in the chat, for the most part, I find that they have been respectful to him. Mm-hmm. But my only issue ever is that, the way they just are so horrible to Gypsy, and y'all know I'm gonna have Gypsy's back regardless. So, and I don't like that. I hate when they speak about her in that way, and it just drives me fucking crazy. But Ken just loves her, y'all, and he just wants to defend his girl, his lady.
Which I think that's very admirable, and I'm
I understand that Bree is Gypsy's friend, but people are going to say things about Gypsy. They're going to say whatever they want. Why are you allowing it to upset you so much, right? If you want to be a content creator, you have to learn how to kind of disassociate. And she's the queen of disassociation. So she should be able to disassociate from a few content creators that are, not very kind. It's not like they're mean to her directly. They're just saying what they feel, which is our free right to do on our own platforms, on their own platform. They're speaking what they want on their own platform, which they're able to do.
I think from my perspective, my perspective is very, reality based, where a lot of times I'm kind of social media, what we don't see won't hurt us. Right. So just kind of live in the present, live in the real life. We have a lot going on. I'm 5 months pregnant. We've got a lot of good things going for us. Coming up on a holiday here pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to all of these milestone moments. That's going to be my first since prison. So, I don't want to keep my head in the phone or on social media. I want it to be in the real world, and I want him to feel the same way. So we have had a lot of discussions about social media and about how to be more grounded with reality.
And I'm glad that you're saying that, because, you know, one of the things that people like to perpetuate is that, you know, you can't get away from social media, and I will argue these points with people, and sometimes I don't, because it's like not even worth it. But
I hate social media. If it was just my opinion alone, I would have already deleted my TikTok, deleted my Instagram, and went completely off social media. But a lot of people were talking to me and in my ear, it's 10 million followers. Do you realize how big that is? People cannot buy that kind of following. Maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But, you know, I got that organically from the time that I got released. My social accounts blew up. And so there are people that tell me you'd be a dumbass if you would delete your socials.
I think there was nothing wrong. There's a lot of people don't realize is that you having a normal job would be, and right now anyway, would be so hard. I witnessed myself at Jazz Fest.
Well, to be fair, they're looking at it from a financial standpoint, not a mental health standpoint.
The amount of times that people stopped you, could you imagine working at Walmart or McDonald's?
I can't. That was the problem. Even with my prison job.
That's not true. Having a normal job would be perfectly fine for her. There are a lot of programs out there that help convicted felons get jobs, so she could work a regular job.
When I was in prison and I was working as a photographer in the visiting room, I had to quit that position and move to a position doing warehouse work inside prison, because the families would recognize me and want to talk to me, and they were all nice, but part of the rules was you can't socialize with other inmates' visitors.
She's saying she had to quit her photographer job because people were trying to talk to her. This girl thinks that she's big. She probably quit because she didn't want to do the job. She thinks that she's above everything. You can even see that in her content now. It's just lazily thrown together. She doesn't think she has to put any effort into anything. She just wants to receive without any actual work behind it.
Right.
And so I couldn't stand there, take their picture, and then have a whole conversation with them. It was too distracting. So I had to quit that. So now things are considerably more heightened. So I just don't see that happening for right now. And everybody's she doesn't have a job. What is going on? Okay, by parole, I have to have a job. And my parole officer does.
Notice nothing is ever her fault. She never takes responsibility for anything. Everything is always for some other reason that removes accountability from her.
Count my book, the documentary, the TV show, everything that even my social media, being an influencer, that counts as a job. So as long as I still have that is my income. That is my job.
And the thing is, Gypsy, anybody would have done it. Anybody in your position would have done it. And that's the thing that I was just like the plea deal, just like this opportunity, everything that you've done, everything that you've taken.
I can't believe for the life of me that the parole officer would count social media as a job when that's literally how she connected and set up the crime.
Every opportunity that you grabbed onto, any person in your position would have done the same exact thing.
And I feel it's not even it's not the things that I'm currently doing, it's not circulating around the crime.
Yes,
the TV show is about my life currently. My social media, there's not one thing posted about the crime on my social media. How am I profiting off of the crime? Because that's what I'm known for. I'm trying to change that. If people would just give me the chance to prove that, hey, I can go from being known, infamous, to being known for doing something better with her life.
I've mentioned a couple of times before, her social media is highlighting her life now. So if you don't want her to make money now, don't support her social medias. Don't repost her videos. Don't like her videos. Don't share links to her videos. Don't watch them from her page. Because every time you do that, you are giving her money.
And that's my point on social media.
It's not going to happen overnight.
It's not going to happen overnight. And I am still finding, like, what is my niche? What is my purpose? You know,
she's not ever going to be known for anything else other than her crime and maybe her cringy, boring TikTok videos, because they're not good at all.
When I first came out, I wanted to advocate, but you know, people like Nina and Morbid and all of these content creators slam me down, and I'm human. That's gonna get to me. So what else do I have? Okay, I'm gonna showcase my life, putting on my makeup, you know, doing
you have to put in some effort. It's funny how you are so interested in making money on social media that you put effort into that, but you won't put any effort into being an advocate.
My daily routine, because that's what's fun to me. Now, is there a time to get serious? Absolutely. But I'm trying to figure out the time and place and the proper way to go.
Again, with a lack of accountability, it's not Nina or Morbid's responsibility to hold your hand and coddle you so that you can get up on stage and talk to people about what you went through. Like, if you truly want to help others, you would not let anything stand in your way of helping others. You would just do it.
About that.
And you have every right to do that. Like, what I try to tell people a lot of times is that so you always said you wanted to advocate. There are other things you're passionate about, not just what you went through. So That's for one. For two, you're allowed to change your mind. And not that you have, but you're allowed to. So three, you also, just because you say you're going to do something, it doesn't mean it has to be the next day. If you decide 4 years from now to start advocating, you're allowed to do that. And there's no time frame, and no one should expect there to be one. And that's, you know, that at the end of the day, that's just what it is. Like, a lot of people...
Maybe there's things going on behind the scenes that I have not even talked about yet. That only I know and privileged people know about that area in my life. You know, there are things that will come to pass that I just don't go into detail about.
Right. That's what I always tell people. Y'all do not know all the details. Y'all do not, like, you know, just like your show. Gosh.
I do agree with that. Like, she can decide to advocate whenever she wants. I just think that because she put so much emphasis on it in every single interview that she did, it made it appear as though that's what she wanted to do right away. That she didn't want to take time to figure it out. She wanted to start right then, and that was her kind of letting everybody know, like, hey, I want to advocate. Throw some referrals my way so that I can start getting this advocating job taken seriously. But I guess that didn't happen because a lot of people are like, advocate for what? Like, you unalived your mother. What's the moral of the story? You get to unalive your mother and come out of prison and be famous? Like, there is no moral to the story other than rewarding poor behavior.
The show could have been freaking 20 episodes, okay? Like, they made so much into 8 episodes. Like, you and Ken's relationship was what, an episode and a half? Like, 2 episodes, whatever?
Barely. Like, it was the breakup, and then it was like, boom, you know, us reconnecting. But I even had a conversation with Lifetime because there was, like, we filmed, they were at my house whenever I made the donation to Make-A-Wish. And I still have the receipt from that. Like, I sent it to you if you remember. Yeah. And I was disappointed that they didn't show that because I'm like, that was something that I wanted to do. That was something that was on my heart. And all these haters are like, did she make a donation and then went into, like, so much just to try to message Make-A-Wish, like, asking if I did or if I didn't. I did. I have the receipt. but I'm not like
Okay, if you have the receipt, why haven't you posted it?
bragging about it. That's not why I did it.
No, that's what they would have said if you would have
Yeah,
showed it anyway.
like I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
Exactly. Which is
You know
why
how many times I've said that? I have said, that girl's damned if she does, she's damned if she don't.
Well, if
A
it
lot
was
of
on
the
your
stuff
heart
that
to
Bree
do,
is
then why
saying
would
to
it
you,
matter if they
I've heard
showed
her
it?
say before to ignorant people. I've heard her say these same things to ignorant people. And I've said before, too, I said, I'm sure Gypsy is making money. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but she's not making money off the crime. So stop.
Right.
Why are you
She's also
talking
making
about
videos.
it?
They are all about makeup and stuff like that.
Nobody
anybody's
needs to
making money
get
off the
bank
crime
account but you.
for years. They're making money off the crime. Like putting out absolutely disgusting things to try to hurt Gypsy, and they don't care about who else they're hurting in the mix of it. If anybody's profiting off of anything, it's them, not Gypsy. Gypsy does not ever mention
Gypsy,
that.
I have a petition. Can Bree get like one more half a frog leg per?
Yes. She can get a billion frog legs.
Oh, yeah, Gypsy. Everybody, how much?
No, she's making money off of her life now, her cringy TikTok videos. I think she's an influencer and she's doing a terrible, lazy job at it. You can't just be an influencer and not put any work into it. These influencers who are like, that's their full-time job, like that's what they do literally all day long. And that's why brands reach out to them, because they put a lot of energy and effort into their videos to make their videos nice, cohesive, exciting, entertaining, funny, whatever. Like they put a little spin on everything that they do so that it's engaging to their audience. And I'm just not feeling that from her videos. It's just like a lazy approach to it.
Gypsy, do I get paid by you?
Only in frog legs.
Oh, no, I've been telling y'all, and she bought me a grill.
Did she care about who she was hurting when she unalived her mom? No, she didn't. So why should we have so much sympathy and empathy for her when she lacked clear empathy for her own mom when she murdered her mom? Like,
other than that, like, oh my God, the people that say that, what's funny, when I go to comment sections, anybody who's taken up for you, it can be someone that doesn't know you from, like, just madam, okay? And they're like, you're getting paid by Gypsy. I'm like, Gypsy's gonna be broke, okay? Gypsy is gonna be broke within the next year because she's just paying so many people. And it just is so refreshing to when I get people, like today, somebody came up and I don't know if you were in here, but they were like apologizing to me, which
okay, that's about all I can stand. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I post new content. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.